What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video. I hope you're all doing well, and in today's video we're going to be chatting about financing the Fiesta ST200 and in particular my financing experience on how I bought the car. So I bought the car, how old was I? I was 20, yeah, 21, yeah. I'm pretty sure I was about 21. I was 21 when I bought the car. It was my second car that I'd actually owned. So I'll go through the little story with you and kind of how I got it, what I did and how much I paid, so you guys know. So I previously got a 1.25 litre Z-Tech Fiesta. It was this little red, car that had no oomph to it whatsoever. And my friend Connor had his 1 litre red edition at the time, and that thing just kind of pooed all over it. So I was like, you know what, nah, I don't know this. So I had that for 6 months, and then I went to Evans Halshaw and test drove a Fiesta ST. Wasn't really impressed by the service. It took them an hour and a half just to get me in one. I was like, I had to go through finance quotes before I could even test drive the car, which was absolutely stupid, because how are you supposed to know if you even want to finance a car if you don't even know if you want the car before driving it? You know what I'm saying? But anyway, turn that off quickly. Boom, boom. So yeah. You don't know how you're meant to, you don't know whether you actually want the car at that point. So anyway, I spoke to my dad. He was like, go talk to Buckingham Ford. I know them down there, mention me, they'll sort you out. So I went down there, said hello. I said, you know my dad? And he was like, yeah, I know your dad. And that was James, the sales manager down there. And we had a great chat. And I said to him, look, I've just been and test drove a Fiesta ST down at Evans Halshaw. I said I didn't really get an experience, I just drove their route. You couldn't really test the car out because you don't really want to feel like you want to blitz the car while someone else is there as well. So I said, have you got a Fiesta ST I could test drive? And he was like, yes, here's the keys. I was like, what? He was like, yeah, here's the keys, go on, take it out. I was like, okay then, this is a bit strange, aren't you meant to come out with me? He goes, well, where's your driving licence? I go, here. So I handed it to him and he was like, right, all sorted. I was like, what do you mean by that? So I can just go and drive it by myself without you coming with me? Yeah, take it out, half hour, 45 minutes, do whatever you want. So I took it out, had a drive around, had a mooch around, drive around the town, enjoyed it. A lot more power than what my previous Fiesta had. I was like, I need to have one of these. But in the back of my mind, I always wanted the ST200. I said, if I'm going to get a Fiesta ST, this is what I said to James when I got back. I said, look, if I'm going to get a Fiesta ST, I want to get the ST200, and I understand they're quite hard to come by. Evans Halshaw said, because I asked them down at Evans Halshaw, I said, do you have them? And they're like, no, they're very limited edition, you have to order them in, we don't really see them down here, it's not something you would see on a regular. So I said, oh, okay, it's pretty low chance of me getting on. And James turned around and he goes, ST200 you say? I was like, yeah, that's what I'm looking for. And he goes, I think you might be in luck, because we've got one in the body shop at the moment. I was like, in the body shop? And plus, you've actually got one? And he was like, yeah, we've got one. It came in stock, so it's done 17 miles. I was like, this is sweet, I've got to check this out. So he took me around to this, took me around the back, showed me the car. And he's like, the reason it's in the body shop is that when it got unloaded off the transporter, one of the mechanics drove it into the little bit of a wall and scratched some of the paintwork off of it. But because they have a body shop there, they sorted it all out. Ford approved everything because they are a Ford dealership. They have the paint, and then it looked brand new. And I said, I need that car. I want it. Let's do some figures. So we get back into the office, and I say, look, I want to part exchange my car. Don't really have any money to deposit, so I thought I was going to get rubbish, like trade in for my vehicle. And he goes, we'll give you £4,500 for your car, which I thought was good because I paid 6 grand like 6 months ago, so I haven't lost much. So yeah, they gave me that in Part X, and they gave me some discount as well, which was nice because it was coming into the end of April, which is something I would advise if you're going to buy a car. Go in about end of April time when they're switching over, or end of March, start of April time when they're switching over to the new registration plates. So they're trying to get rid of old stock that's pre-registered. So the list price of the car was $24,995, but I think I paid, they gave me a discount, and the overall cost was $21,500 or something like that. I got nearly 4 grand off. Take away my deposit, I think I ended up my deposit of trading, which is about £4.5 grand. I think I ended up financing £16,000 of the car. But the benefiting factor of that, it was on 0%, so I was paying no interest. So my monthly payment worked out at £235 a month, and that's for 12,000 miles over 39 months, I think. They say 3 years, but you know, you probably chop it in before that anyway. So yeah, it got to that point and I was like, I've got to do this. But you know, I was in a mindset, I was like, can I do this? I'm still working, I'm only working part-time, I'm still at uni. Is it something I should be doing? And I was like, but I need a car. And it was one of those moments where it kind of got the better of me, and I was like, right, I've just got to do it. And you know, we done the finance quote and stuff and see whether I get approved. And yes, I got approved for the finance. So luckily, not stupidly, but at that time period, people may have thought I was stupid, but everything's worked out fine. I signed my life away into that little paperwork to have that car. But you know, I couldn't have been more pleased with it. I remember going back home to Amanda, the missus, and going in the house with a bunch of paperwork. She knew I'd been test driving a Fiesta ST because she texted me earlier. And I was like, oh, she was like, what are you doing? I was like, oh, I'm test driving the ST up in Milton Keynes. And I walked back in after they got back from work. Just like a thick sheets of paperwork. She was like, you've bought a car, haven't you? I was like, maybe. She's like, for God's sake, James. And then her dad sat there going, well done, well done. He was like congratulating me on it, and Amanda's just giving me, you know, giving me a stick for buying a car. Mum wasn't best pleased, but she don't care anymore. She's happy with it. She likes the car. But yeah, I remember picking it up, and James said to me, he was like, you know, we can have it ready by next week. I was like, damn. Bear in mind, I went in on Tuesday. I was like, oh, it's not too bad, turnaround time. And I turned around and said, any chance you could have it ready for Thursday? So I was working all weekend and stuff, so he was like, I'll try my best. Sure enough, Wednesday evening I get a call, come pick it up tomorrow. So picked it up, and ever since then I've had a blast, absolute blast in this car. But yeah, that's kind of the story of getting it and like financing it. I would advise, if you want the cheapest monthly payments, obviously put down the most deposit you can, but if you're not worried about monthly payments, keep your money, store it away somewhere. But I feel that if you store your money away somewhere for your car, you get more inclined to take from that pot to spend somewhere else. So I'll be really wary about that. It's just one of the things, you know, I just saw it, I was like, I have to have it. Like, the ST200 looks better in the flesh than it does in pictures. And something for me that I really like is that it just feels like such a special car, such a special car. And I remember George came with me to pick it up, my good friend George. Looks a bit like a ginger Seth Rogen. You can check out my pickup video of the car, and he's in it, he's filming it and stuff. But it was such a great day to pick up. But the car itself, I can't complain about it at all, except for the fact I wish it had more power, but I'm pretty sure every Fiesta ST owner probably feels that way. But yeah, that kind of is the story behind it and financing it. So I definitely advise, if you are going to go for a Fiesta ST, not particularly the ST200, because you're probably not going to get a good finance deal on it now anyway, because you can't pick them up brand new. You're not going to get 0%. But if you are going to go for maybe the new Fiesta, Ford do tend to do 0% APR on it, so I'd always try and do it in that time frame when they're doing a 0% sort of like deal, because you save so much money, so much money, because a lot of the normal APR rates are like 8%, and everyone's like, oh, 8% isn't bad, but it really is. It is rather high for a finance on a car. You know, you're paying 8% on top of like pretty much everything you're paying each month. So yeah, well, I can't even remember how APR works. I just know it's some weird form of interest. It's like compound, and you know, the usual stuff when it comes to interest. But yeah, I'd always advise doing it on 0%. PCP, I didn't like do anything else. I have an optional 6.5 grand payment to pay at the end of it. So the way that works is that they think the car will be worth a certain amount of money when it comes to the end of my agreement, which I believe is now like 1.5 years away. So by that point in time, it means that I have 6.5 grand to pay off, but hopefully the car might be worth like 9 or 10. I don't think it will be. I think in part exchange they'd probably give me like 9 grand, maybe 8 if I'm lucky, because I've already got a quote from them, part X, it's like £11,000. But I did go to RS Direct, shout out to them. They offered me £13,500, which I'm still contemplating, because I've got some ideas bucked up in my head of kind of what car I'm looking for next. Have a guess what you think that car might be down below, and let me know what you think to the finance sort of terms that I've done, and kind of what you think, or if you've got an ST200 or an ST or the new ST, let me know what sort of finance deal you got. It'd be great to hear your stories and opinions on this sort of matter. But yeah, let me know what you think my future car might be, or what I'm thinking about in my head up here. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. If you did find this useful, make sure you smash a massive like on the video, and if you did find it enjoyable, by all means stick around for the next one, subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.